What's up, everybody? I hope everybody's staying blessed and safe out there, especially what's going on in the world. And on this special edition of Durags Conversations, I got myself, datboymediaproductions, and I'm going to be interviewing my brother, Cali Cazanova. And he's a rapper, he's an actor, he's a model, football player, just a full-round entertainer. And we're going to be chopping it up, having some nice little wine, and just talking about some of the projects that he got coming up as far as his music, his acting, and you know what inspired him and what made him get into the game, and also how has his life been affected ever since the coronavirus. So stay tuned, check us out. What's going on, Mr. Cali Cazanova?
Do we get the cuss on here or no? A whole lot of shit. Man, I don't even know where to. I really don't know where to start. Just trying to keep busy, you know. That's pretty much it. Just trying to keep really busy. It's funny that you brought me on here because I just had another interview not too long ago with LA Trap Radio. That was pretty good. It was some good things, some bad things. It was really more of like a connection thing. So I guess you can say with this coronavirus, instead of being face to face and in person, we have to do it over Zoom, and you know, having to rely on technology is not always key.
So, was there some technical issues? A lot of technical issues?
Very much so.
Okay.
Very much so. And then I ended up finding like a hotspot Wi-Fi area, and so it ended up working out.
See, that's why I got you face to face, because I ain't got no laptop, I ain't got no tablet, I ain't got nothing.
Hey, I like up close and personal, truthfully. So nonetheless, though, it was really good. Got a lot of feedback. We discussed the music and just basically where I started from childhood, where I grew up. And so I told them pretty much I was just trying to put the Bay Area on my back and kind of shed light to not just my personal crowd, but my music will basically go to a bigger audience, you know what I mean? Any nationality, any just diversity all over, you know what I mean? And so I was like, there is no specific group that I like really want to place, but I just want anyone to just feel it. If you feel it, you feel it. If you don't, you don't. But in some aspect, in some part of that song, whatever song you decide to listen to, you will relate to something about it.
Absolutely. And I remember, I don't know if my audience may remember, but I had you on the first episode of Durags Conversations, and we didn't get a chance to really have a conversation. It was like a quick little interview towards the end. So I'm really like appreciative of you coming on, because I was like, yo, he got like a lot of different things going on. Like he's got like some acting roles going on. I mean, you stay busy. Like my hat really goes out to you. I would say one of the things I want to ask is, how do you juggle so many different titles? Because you're a musician, you're an actor, you're a model, and I know that it can get hectic, especially working in this business. So how are you able to juggle so many different hats?
I was blessed to go to college, and in college they teach you. It's not a class you could take. Honestly, it's not a class you can take. It's kind of you either develop this habit or you just have a niche for it. But time management is really everything, you know. That's what helped me. Being in college, I majored in theater and business. I was on a football scholarship, so I was required to go to football meetings, go to football practice, go to any football related events, whether that was some kind of sponsor thing, whether that was like an athletic event that the school was putting on, just anything. So, and then having to be in the theater major, you got to be a part of the plays, you got to be a part of the production, you got to be a part of setup, you know what I mean? There's a term, strike. You got to be a part of strike. So, which means you got to take all the entire set down once the show is completely over, you know. And mind you, these are things that are just like activities that you're required as a student and as a theater major and as a kid that's on scholarship, an athletic scholarship. So you have to be at these things, or you potentially will lose it, you know. So not only do you have to do all these things, but think about it. In order to even participate in sports, you gotta what? Go to class. You gotta get good grades. You gotta pass all your tests and finals and things of that sort. So having to juggle schoolwork, curriculars, and mind you, they're all hands-on things too. So trust me, things got tough, and I really didn't have time for myself. But at the same time, in a sense, I did, because it's like I couldn't see myself not doing any of those things. It's like I love it. It's a passion. I love football. If I'm not playing football, you'll catch me at my essential job on a computer watching college football games just to pass the time.
Right.
You'll see me attending football events. You'll see me watching like soap operas to try to pay attention to like acting techniques, or like how to cry on cue, or things like that, you know. So if I'm not actually on the stage or in front of a camera, I'm constantly doing something to learn. And as far as time management, it's just, you gotta look at your schedule and see what kind of time you have.
Right, that's true.
That's pretty much it.
Right,
and you gotta just make sure you stick to it and not put too many irons in the fire, you know. And it's all managed to kind of work out. So that's what I love about it.
That's a great skill to have, because I see so many different artists come into the game, and it's like, not even trying to be funny, but it's like, because I've kind of been behind the scenes as well as in front of the scenes, and some of the artists, some of them don't even want to go to the recording studio just to record a track. You know, it's like, how do you expect to be this big mega star and you don't want to put in the work, or you don't want to put in the effort to get to where you want to be? You know, stop looking at the Migos and Future and Drake and all of them. Yeah, they may have a lot of money, but you don't know how hard and how much they sacrifice to get to where they at. Ain't nobody gonna give you $1 million just because you think you look good. It's $1 million. It's $1 million Erics. It's $1 million Derricks. It's $1 million whatever name. It's $1 million. You know, it's like, you got to make sure that you put your stamp and your mark on something, so that way people will notice you and be like, you know what, yo, he's a hard, talented artist. We want to rock with him.
You hit it on the nail. I think people get it misconstrued where they look for free handouts and they don't really know because any artist from any realm, I mean from drawing to painting to dance to poetry, singing, rapping, acting, modeling, any of those, even this platform right here, you know, it takes time and dedication. And a lot of people don't get that, you know. People in any art form, you will get dragged, because those that don't understand or does not have an artistic background, they're not going to understand where you're coming from. So those who look at artists and see the fame and see the good looks and see the dollar signs and whatnot, they don't know, because they're looking from the outside. They're from the outside looking in. So they think, oh, yeah, they got money, they got this, I'm gonna just jump in and do this. It ain't that easy, my brother. It's not that easy, my brother. It's not. From a music standpoint, and I mean it to any music artist out there, you know, when you're first going in, what do you have to do? You gotta look up a beat, whether that's on YouTube or you go on Instagram, Facebook, and find a producer that makes fire beats and things of that sort. You gotta buy it. You gotta buy the rights. You have to pay for the studio time, which studio time is not so cheap. You know what I mean? And then not even just that, you're not even just going to the studio just to record. You have to go to the studio, record what you can afford, go back and finish what you haven't finished, which is another $30, $40, $50 just for an hour. You know what I mean? Just to go back and finish what you started. And then, that's not even the mix and mastering process.
But before you go there, you gotta write the song.
You gotta write exactly my point. And it takes, it's crazy. I give it to any artist out there in any kind of realm, because again, you don't know if that song is gonna go in the trash. You don't know if people are gonna flow with it. You don't know if you just wrote the next, you know what I mean? Like, Whitney Houston hit. You just you have no idea.
Or shit, it might not even make it onto your album.
It may not. That part too. I have some songs that I have recorded. I'm like, oh hell no! Like, what was I thinking? You know what I mean? Like, no lie. But it's just like, damn. But that's the fun part of it. And so when you have artists that just try to get this handout or asking for like just a ton of like free things, it's like, for things to even be free, which in life, like, everything is just not gonna happen the way you want it to. You have to understand, like, again, it takes time, work, dedication, money, and on top of that, the biggest thing is you have to bet on yourself. Everybody's not gonna be in your corner. Everyone's not going to invest in you, so you have to invest in yourself in order to get to where you want to go.
Absolutely,
you know?
That's the truth. And one last thing that I want to mention is that you don't walk up in Louis Vuitton asking for nothing free. You don't go up to MCM and asking for nothing for free. You don't ask your barber for a free haircut. You know, so treat those businesses as your friends. You know, the friends that you see that are trying to make it and trying to become something. Treat them just like you would treat Louis Vuitton, Versace, MCM, whatever the case may be.
Because they're gonna see you putting in that hard work, and that's gonna make them want to give you free things or give you free haircuts or things like that. You know what I mean? Sponsorships and things of that. And that's just acts of kindness and acts of, you know, I recognize your hard work. Now you're reaping the benefits of the seeds you sown already. You know what I mean? You're seeing your fruits of labor, you know what I mean, grow. And that's what it is. And just a lot of people just, it's sad they don't get that. And it's like,
that's why they get left behind.
Very much so. No, straight up, you said it. You're right. You're completely right. Absolutely right.
So one thing that I want to really focus on is the music aspect of you. Who were some of your favorite artists that inspired you to get into the game?
It's gonna be really, really random. It's a cross between like Bay Area local artists and some mainstream artists that you guys would be like, wait, what the hell, dude?
I know. I listen to your music.
He's crazy.
Hey, man.
He's crazy.
I ain't joking. I know. You be slapping country music and everything.
All the time. But I will say this, though. I love country music, but
country music... Black people invented country music.
Country music was not what motivated me to do.
I ain't mad at you.
Oh God,
Black people invented country music, so I ain't mad at you that you be slapping it. Well, would it be like what country artist you be slapping?
Like Luke Bryan, Luke Combs, Jason Aldean, Florida, Georgia Line,
the Rascal Flatts.
Rascal Flatts, yeah. I love you can't go wrong with Rascal Flatts, my guy. You cannot, absolutely not. Darius Rucker, black country singer. Yeah, I love him. Man, Alan Jackson, Shania Twain, Taylor Swift, even though she ended up going pop. Miranda Lambert, man, I can keep on going. Randy Houser, all those folks. But the main artists that got me were he's a San Francisco native, Filmo.
That's where you from, right?
Yeah, I'm from Hunters Point, and his name's Yada. We actually got some close family. We share some cousins and whatnot. We don't talk. I don't know him like on a personal level, but I could say some of his music just got me like on that city hype, especially because it's like, you feel me, he reps the city so hard, and so that's what you'll see in some of the upcoming music that I have. I'm doing the same thing. And then as far as like pop, mainstream type of songs that you'll hear in my album would be rest in peace, Speaker Knockers. You kind of hear that in Going Up, you know what I mean? And then I have another song. Yeah, I have another song that's kind of surrounded, or I guess you can say kind of like the same kind of flow or whatnot. It's called On My Grind. And man, Chris Brown, Jason Derulo. Jason Derulo's the GOAT. I don't give a damn. Jason Derulo is the motherfucking GOAT. One day I will work with that man. And the reason why I call him the GOAT, the reason why, not only because he does music, and to me he dances pretty well like Michael Jackson. Man, I might get slammed for that, for even comparing him to MJ.
I ain't saying nothing.
He's obviously over here. He's an actor too, and he's actually going to be coming out with a film. He's in the famous musical called Cats, and really big.
He really Broadway money.
Yeah, really big production, but they're making it a film now.
Okay.
And so I respect that. I respect all artists, but I don't know, it's something about those artists that does it all. You know what I mean? That does the movies, that does the acting. I mean, like the singing and rapping and things of that. So it's like Chris Brown, he does all that. He could dance, he could sing, he could rap, he can act. He does all those. Man, Corbin Bleu does all those. You know, it's just like I look up to these people, and that's who I want to be someday. I want to be able to fill the shoes that they've been filling.
Okay, absolutely. That's good. That's good. We're gonna take it back to your first single. This Is Me.
What's up with that?
What that song is very different from the other stuff that you've put out and the stuff that I've heard that you personally sent me. What was the inspiration behind that song?
You finna make me tell myself, but shit. This Is Me was just like, you know what?
It's a very bold record.
It is. It was strong, but the reason why it came so strong was because it wasn't about the beat. It wasn't about the initial flow of the song. Even though I was coming from a place of like kind of anger and kind of having to talk my shit, I guess you can say. It was really for people to listen to the words, and those who really know me will know what I was talking about. As far as what do I say? Hood smart, coming from Hunters Point. Book smart, graduating from Sterling College. You know what I mean? Hood smart and book smart. Watch me stack my plate. Meaning, I got the best of both worlds, and I'm stacking this money. I'm going to work. I'm doing me. This is me. This is what I'm about.
So it's somewhat.
Can't nobody take that away from me.
So it's somewhat kind of autobiographical.
Exactly. That's why I said this is me. This is. I was raised by a Hunters Point living legend. Married a Potrero Hill queen. They steady reffing. My dad from Hunters Point, my mama from Potrero Hill. You know what I mean? Two city, you know what I'm saying? Right, so it's like that's what I'm speaking from. And so only those that really know me, they're like, okay, he not only talking his shit, but he's speaking some true shit from the start of the song to the finish, you know? So I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and talk my shit on my record. And that's what the I'm gonna do, because this is me and nobody can do if a goddamn thing about it. Right. That part. Oh God.
We got more in store, more on his music career and more on his acting career. And actually a little later we're gonna be premiering his new music video. And so, but before we go into that, we're gonna take a quick little break and we're gonna give you this new foot. Oh, Jim, what's the song again? This Is Me. This Is Me by Cali Cazanova.
Yes, sir.
Like I said, I'm flaming niggas on this music shit. I know some scary niggas who be on some weird shit. I know some pussy ass niggas who gotta die shit. Really be flexing like they really on some gang shit. My SC niggas steady on some wild shit. Running through the KCAC, fucking all they bitches. Ring sessions staying clear of the dry snitches. Going wild in the end zone with my niggas. Fuck the coaches and what the fuck they gotta say. My actions speak louder, check out my holiday. I could give a fuck cause I be an SC great. Fucking legend, go ahead, tell them all the stories, bitch. Back to Cali cause yeah, I'm a fucking boss. I said your bitch a fucker, she drippin' hella sauce. Nigga nigga got mad cause I said she fucking hoe. It's alright cause she like a just for niggas, bro. This is me, this is me, this is me. Get with her, get lost and flaming all you niggas is off. This is me, this is me, this is me. Get with her, get lost and flaming all you niggas is off. I'm coming at you fuck niggas full fucking throttle. Got a bad bitch on my side, she a fucking model. You can call her Lady Cash, she got hella ass. Going crazy on her dick, moving stupid fast. All I fucks with is friction, I don't give a fuck. Watch her choke on my dick, I just had enough. She said it will be once she bust a fucking nut. Let me a trooper ass, bitch, you always down to fuck. I was raised by a hardest point, living legend. Better betrayal, Hill, Queen, they steady rapping. My posse man told me everything I fucking know. Never I forget, them hands, his little bros. They on my shooters for my big nigga Debo. Hey, for my big nigga Debo. This is me, this is me, this is me. Get with her, get lost and flaming, now you niggas is off. This is me, this is me, this is me. Get with her, get lost and flaming, now you niggas is off. This is me, this is me, this is me. Get with her, get lost and flaming, now you niggas is off. I'm that nigga, I'm a ruthless ass nigga. Going at your bitch, she told me you a snitch. Hey, her smarter, bug smart, why she stack my plate? Fucking your bitch, making that pussy quick. Yeah, she feeding me and my niggas, we eating dinner steaks. Them niggas steady yapping about this at the ass drink. Young niggas is faggots, playing patty cakes. I'ma die a real nigga. I love myself to take. For all you fuck niggas, that's hated. Pussy ass niggas. Bitch. This is me, this is me, this is me. Get with her, get lost and flaming, know you niggas is off. This is my shit, my nigga. Gang. Bitch. This is my first one. I ain't stopping. Y'all niggas got a problem? Get at me.
All right, and we back. For those who are just now tuning in, this is Durags Conversation, up and close and personal with the homie Cali Cazanova, and we're just talking about his music career and his acting career, and we're going to be premiering some new songs, some new music videos, and all things of that nature. You may have remembered him from my first episode, Durags and Conversations, homage to the Ye, but now we're getting a one-on-one up and close and personal type interview. So thank y'all for checking in and coming through and watching the segment. So we've talked about the music aspect, and one thing that I do want to touch on before I go into the acting aspect of your career. What are some of the record producers that you worked with?
I've worked with a producer in London, actually. He sent me some of his beats. Really good dude, really professional.
What's the name?
His name is NGZ, so shout out to my guy NGZ. Always comes through, gives me pretty good deals. I mean, at first I was getting I had to pay top line for his beats, which is no problem because it was A1, you know what I mean? So
and if you got that money, you can pay for it.
That, exactly. So
not getting no cheesy type beats.
No cheesy type beats. And he really good, really professional guy. And then next thing you know, he was like, "Hey, dude, I have a deal. Basically, you've been messing with me for X amount of time, buying, beats after beats after beats after beats for all these songs that you've been writing." And he gave me a pretty good deal. I'm not gonna go and talk about that number, but I'm gonna just say it was a pretty damn good deal, and I couldn't resist. And what's hella funny though, the deal was so damn good at the time. My wallet and everything. I had a Jordan fanny pack got stolen at work one day, and literally everything, my entire life was in there. And so I was like, F-. And so the only thing I had on me that didn't get stolen was my phone, because I carry that in my pocket. And so maybe a day or two after that situation happened, he hit me up and was like, "Hey, I have this deal going on. Do you want to get on it? Blah blah blah." And I was like, "Damn! How am I going to be able to do this deal? Because I have no money, no access to my money at that point." So I was like, "Shit! He can't take cash because he's all the way in London.
Right.
So I can either only cash app him or use PayPal, and that's kind of dead because I don't have no debit card because my wallet and everything got stolen." So I was like, fuck, how am I gonna do this? So I have to hit up one of my friends and be like, "Hey, I have this fucking deal with this producer. I need you to send this money off to him. Trust me, I'm gonna pay you back. I got you. And we made that shit happen.
Okay.
So you guys will be hearing some of him The local studio that I go to out here is called Smokehouse. Really good guy. I work with 2 producers up there, 2 engineers, Brian Watson and my boy Glenn. Shout out to him. Shout out to St. Mary's basketball, even though y'all was trash. And no, I'm joking. They actually used to beat our ass all the time. But me and him, we always get on each other's cases because it's like, fuck, like he went to St. Mary's, I went to John Swell, like we hated each other. But like he's a really cool dude though. And like when we linked up, actually, it was funny because I was supposed to be like meeting with another producer through someone else, and he was there, Glenn was there, and so we just kind of like got to talking and whatnot. I was like, I knew he looked familiar, probably like at parties or like sporting events, but like I didn't know him personally. And so he was like, you look familiar, what school did you go to? I was like, I went to John Swell. He was like, do you know such and such? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, do you know such and such? He's like, yeah. And I was like, damn, like that's crazy. And then next thing you know, it was like, I kind of want to like rock with him and not the other producer that I originally came to meet. Because it was like we just kind of already knew each other and like connected, you know what I mean? It was like, damn, like about damn time we really came across each other, because it's like, damn, like you went to St. Mary's, I went to John Swell up the way, and we played against each other every year. So it's like, how did we not actually speak and know each other? You know what I mean? Especially because we have like so many mutual friends. So it's like, you know what? Why not? And believe it or not, Glenn was the one that kind of brought me out of my shell when it came to This Is Me, and came to some of the other songs that you guys would end up hearing, because he was one of those people where he was like, you know what, dude, I hear what you got, I see what you wrote, you got mad potential, I want to work with you. And he was like, and I'm gonna help you, and was doing it free of charge. He brought me to a local studio up in Fairfield, started cooking some stuff up. And he was like giving me direction, especially coming from a theater background. That's all I do is take direction. So when he was telling me to do this, that's what I did. When he was telling me to do that, that's what I did. And he was just like, and you see him on the other side of the booth, like, you know, with the soundboard and everything. And he's just like, yeah, like, and he was like, go like this, go like that. Like, he was just like giving me so much energy, and it was like, oh yeah, like you gonna be my boy. Like we in this shit all like together, bro. Like as long as I'm doing this music shit, you gonna be my producer, nigga. Like I don't give a
Right.
And since then I've been working with him, and then he brought me to this the guy that he works with, who actually like owns the studio, Brian. And Brian's a really cool guy. I love Brian. He's super chill, super professional. Could laugh with you about anything, smoke with you, drink with you. But he's also about his business, and he gives you great quality of work, great quality. You might come in there sounding like a fucking cat, and next thing you know, after he does whatever the fuck it is, when you leave and he mix and master your shit up, you're gonna end up sounding like a fucking like angel. I ain't gonna say Mariah Carey, but you're gonna sound like an angel.
I want to know some of the rappers he didn't work with.
He's gonna have you sounding like pretty A1. I told him, I said, once this shit like takes off, I was like, I'm gonna like, y'all are like full time at this point. Like you guys can't even. I was like, I don't even want you guys working with any other artists. Like I want you guys to just be just with selfish. Me. Yeah, I was like, I just want you guys to just be with me, because I'm like, oh, like this is it. Like you know what I mean? And it was hella funny though. One day it was like all three of us. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, look what happens when you put 3 light skins in a room together. I was like, you can get some shit done. I was like, team light skin.
Boy, if you don't get...
And mind you too, I already paid for the studio time, but like my studio time was like going over. So that I was like, Brian, like, are you charging me for this? And he was like, no, bro, like this is the fun part about being in the studio. Like you get an idea, you know what I mean? Just do it. And we ended up, I did 2 songs that I already like kind of paid for in that allotted time. And then we're working on another one. So I did 3 songs in one night. And mind you, one of the songs was just like right off the rip. And it sounded so good and so soulful and just like this like nice like sweet R&B type shit. And I was like, I said, you're right. I said, you don't mind me putting this on my album, do you? He was like, dude, do what you want. Like, this is for you. Like, this is your session. Like, I'm just here to help. I'm like, these are the type of people you want in your life and in your corner. Oh God.
Right.
Like, these are the type of people that you want. Cause it's like, if they see it, if they believe in it, like you're doing something right, obviously.
Right.
And so that's man, dude, that's what it was about. And that night was, I'm not gonna lie, that night was like pretty like magical, just because it's like I would have never known that we was gonna click musically. That dude has a voice of an angel, bro. G shit. That's probably who you want to interview next.
No.
he's damn fucking
Well,
good.
Uriah, if you watching this segment,
he's damn fucking good, bro.
Okay, absolutely.
And like Brian and Glenn, and I would say the team of people that I have begun to work with, pretty good. Another rapper, his name is Gutta. He's actually blood related to me. We didn't grow up together though. That's the funny part. We did not grow up together. We ended up meeting each other at a family reunion about a year ago or 2 years ago, and I followed him on Instagram, saw what he was about, seen that he was doing music, and it's like, oh, okay, that's what's up. And he's good. He's good at what he does. Does he have the biggest following? No. And it's not about having the biggest following. He's doing what he loves.
Exactly.
And I was like, hey, dude, like, let's work together. And he was like, I'm down. Just let me know when you're trying to go to the studio, and it's good. You know what I mean? He was like, I have a studio at my house that I record at, but I'm down to come to you too. And so, you know, I had to bring him to good old Smokehouse Studios. And I think I sent you a song called Victim Role. And that's the video that's going to be that we actually just got done shooting about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And I think that's going to be one of the ones that sparks a buzz.
Okay.
That's going to be one of those like T Grizzly First Day Out type songs. You're gonna be like, whoa, and everybody else is gonna be like, who are these people? And it definitely puts what it does with Victim Role, dude. It bridges Hunters Point and East Oakland together. I'm from Hunters Point, he's from East Oakland, and it shows we can come together and create something great, you know, and also put both our hoods on the map, and there not be no type of, you know what I mean, beef, cross-town rivalry type shit like that. It's more so like a connection. Right. You know what I mean? Let's bridge our hoods together and see what could come out of it. Right. And it was an amazing day, no lie. It was a hard day, but it was an amazing day. And the song, when you guys hear his verse in Victim Role, believe it or not, as good as this dude is, that shit was all freestyle. Straight up. His verse was freestyle. And I was like, this is my cousin? Like, this is what I'm related to? it is crazy because, like, I work with these people and it's like, I'm like a fan of them. It's like, my gosh, like, look at him. He's, like, doing the radio show. Like, I could never do that. Right. It's like, I'm a fan. Right. I'm a fan of my cousin. I'm a fan of the people that I work with. It's like, I'm their fan, and it's like, it's just crazy because it's like, y'all my fan? Like, y'all like me? Like, exactly. What? So yeah, that's what's great about being an artist, honestly. It's like, you admire other people's work, you admire people's platform, you admire, and you're so thankful just to even be able to do it, you know? Right, exactly. So, yeah.
Well, speaking of this new video that you just shot, that's for, what song was that for?
For Victim Role, and the other music video is called Fast Life. So I did 2 videos in one day.
So which one?
Will never do again.
Well, I mean, that's
talk about keeping busy and
that's the grind.
Time management.
Shit, Beyonce then did 10 videos in one day. So that's the grind. That's the sacrifice that we do to get our stuff out there. But I wanted to present the new video that you're gonna be putting out pretty soon, which is
2 of them, Victim Role and Fast Life.
And they gonna premiere?
Yes, they will be premiering. So
on this show,
if you like it, maybe like a sneak peek. Maybe some snippets. You know what I mean? But I wanted to drop the video. I wanted to drop the videos. Like maybe like a day or 2 before I actually dropped the mixtape. The reason why is just because I wanted to like be like, oh my gosh, he came out with this. And so it's like, okay, we're on this wave. Right. So it's like the roller coaster. It's like, oh shit, we're taking off. Right. And then, oh my gosh, everyone's liking it. Now we're going up. You know what I mean? And we're just going up. We're going up. And then this nigga dropped the mixtape. Woo! you can't even like. It's like, yo, you know what I mean? So it's like, dude, I'm taking everybody on this motherfucking ride.
But that's what some of the biggest stars did, like Beyonce, Kanye West. I think Jay-Z did something very similar where he just dropped the album and he started dropping videos. Like that's what you really have to do to get that, create that buzz.
And be consistent.
And be consistent. So
correct.
We're going to take a little quick break, and after we come back from this quick break, we're going to go into his acting and see how his life as a musician and actor has been affected by the coronavirus. But we're going to drop some sneak peeks and take it away, Mr. Cali Cazanova.
Woo! You guys will be checking out Victim Role and Fast Life.
Yes, sir. Exclusively on Durags Conversations.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
In my foreign, going hella fast. That's my bitch. She got hella ass. Going up again, raising on her glass. My life is moving hella fast. I know you fuck niggas mad, cause I'm a boss. Put you workers last. Try and cross me, you gon' regret that. We got big toys, we gon' spray that. I'm a savage, remember this.